set up. Is this even looking? No, this is not. Okay, here. One second, you guys. Let me make sure this is not gonna fall over. Okay, cool. Cool. Let me get all this stuff set up. 1 second. Let me make sure. Hello and welcome. Hi. How are you? Pull up my pants. Let me get everything set up, turned on, and what's going on over here? Close. Thank you. Thank you very much. Is this even? Hello, Mr. Lister. You are the first. This is the podcast, so just remember, I'm going to run this for about an hour, then I'm going to take a break, and then I'll for like 30 minutes, and then I'll be back on for like 4 or 5 more hours, but just getting this all set up. 1 second. That's not what I wanted. Dope. Missing you already. Aw, hello. King Crimson, hey, how are you? Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm just getting all the stuff set up here. This straight up killers. Sit your ass down and eat dudes for dinner. This food on my plate, cause I'm the breadwinner. Is my ass getting fat, cause it ain't getting thinner. I hope you guys like that song. Alright, let me go ahead and press record on this so we can get started. As you know, I run this live every Sunday, so I do have to get the audio going and record it on something else. So let's start that and get ready. Hello and welcome, everyone. This is episode 12 of In My Opinion with IO. I am your host, Io Zaymar. I know last week I did not have like a for sure topic to give you guys for this week, but I'm here. I'm going to be talking about coronavirus again. Why? Because we're still in lockdown here, and we actually got put into like a more stricter lockdown like the last couple weeks. We kind of went off lockdown, trying to open things back up here in Los Angeles, here in America, and slowly but surely things are closing back down again. Los Angeles is closing back down. A bunch of different counties in California are closing back down. Florida is closing back down. I heard Australia even is going back into a lockdown, and they are now being required to wear masks. Mandatory mask. Masks are mandatory pretty much anywhere you go now. So what's going on, you guys? No fucking idea. This is a part 2. Yes, I know. Part 2 for the rap. All right. You guys, what's going on with this coronavirus? I have no fucking idea. Here in America, there are so many people who believe that this is just a hoax. That this is just something planned by the government, that this is a huge joke, that this, there are still a lot of people who do believe that this is like an actual virus, yes. There are a lot of people who are just like, oh, it's not as bad as the flu. And I just want to say, like, one, I hope you guys who are like, oh, the flu kills way more people a year. The flu, the flu is way worse. The flu, yes, okay, the flu kills a lot of people each fucking year. I hope you fucking understand that now. And if I sound angry, it's because get it through your fucking heads. The flu is a virus. It kills fucking so many people every year. You want to know why they tell you to stay home when you got the flu? Oh my God, because you could literally give it to somebody else who has a compromised immune system and they could die. Yeah. Wow. Interesting concept, huh? Yeah, you guys, huh? Fuck. You guys, the flu is a serious, deadly virus. Yeah, it's not going to affect everybody. You know, you get some sniffles, you go, but there are people, and you don't know who they are, with compromised immune systems, and now you're going to work, it's just the flu, I'm typing on my, I don't know how to fucking cough into my fucking elbow, so I'm just coughing all over my shit. Let me go and shake your hand, have a great day, go back to your mom, take care of your mom at home who has a compromised immune system, give her all my germs, and then watch her die because I'm a fucking idiot. I can't stay home. So yes, you're correct. And anyone out there who is like, oh, the flu this, the flu. No, you're so correct. You guys are so fucking correct. Like, the flu is a deadly virus, and you guys should be, like, not sitting here arguing about which one is deadlier, because god damn it, like, death is death, all right? It's death. It's not like we live in a population of like 100 people where 1% is just one person. We live in a population, there's 7 billion people out there, and fucking 1% of 7 billion is what? Like 700 million? Let's look this up. 1% of 7 billion. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. It's about 70 million, you guys. That's still 70 million. If it's 1%, even if it's less than 1%, that's still like 1 million fucking people dying. And no, it's not going to affect you, because the difference between 1 million and 1 billion is so freaking significant. It's like, so it's unfathomable to the human brain. I know that there's things going around that like show the difference between like hold on, let me just bring this up. The difference between 1 million and 1 billion. Okay. Just because it's so crazy. Okay. Here, how about the difference between 1 million, 1 billion, and 1 trillion, okay? 1 million seconds is equivalent to 12 days. All right? 1 billion seconds is equivalent to 31 years. And 1 trillion seconds is the equivalent of 31,688 years, you guys. We don't live in a population of 100 people. We don't even live in a population of 1 million people here. We have 7 billion people on this earth. All right? That's fucking huge. So it's not just one person. It's not just 100 people dying. It's not just like this 1%. Yes, we can understand 1%. But when it relates to 1 billion, there's so many people who are just like, oh, 1% is not significant. 1%. No. If you're the same people who are saying 1% is not significant, yet you're sitting here, the flu kills so many people fucking a year. Like, put those thoughts together, my guy. Okay? Okay? Because I got so many people here sending me all this different shit, and they're like, I want you to watch this, gain a new perspective on this fucking shit. And I'm just like, dude, I don't even think you understand what you're trying to tell me here, because everything you send me is contradictive to the next thing you send me. All right? And I know you're trying so hard, because as human beings, we want to try so hard, especially in today's society where everything is so instant. We turn on the computer, it's instant. We can access our web pages, instant. We call somebody, instant. Text message, instant. Everything is so instant in our society that we freaking forget that the whole world, the universe, doesn't work like that. All right? And so here we are. We want the facts, and we want instant answers, and we want it all right now. And the thing is this whole fucking world, I've said this before in the past in an AMA, I know it, this whole world is pretty much like a Schrodinger's box, all right? Everything that we can't freaking see, everything, like, we're not going to know the answers until it's done. And right now we're in the midst of it, apparently, because we're still in lockdown. We're still in lockdown. We're still being told that, you know, we got to wear masks. We're still being told, like, we don't know. We don't know what's going on with this virus. A lot of people think it's a hoax. That's fine. It's fine if you think it's a hoax. If you think it's a hoax, though, then don't go around like also saying, well, I understand that it affects some people, but I believe it's a hoax, because you can't have those two thoughts together and think that you're like forming this fucking genius idea, because you're not. All right? You're not. It's not the thoughts of a genius right there. Is, oh, this is fake, but I understand that it affects people. Because if you think it's fake, then you wouldn't think that it affects people. But the fact that you recognize that it does affect people, like, stick with one idea or the other, okay? Because then you want to come up into my fucking DMs and tell me, oh, you need a new perspective. I don't need a fucking new perspective here, because you literally are sharing with me every single idea on the fucking earth. Alright? I don't fucking, like, if it's a hoax, if it's a joke, if this is the biggest joke in the fucking world, ha 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 ha, I'll laugh when it's fucking over, okay? But right now, it's like, how selfish are you? How selfish are you that you recognize that it freaking kills people with compromised immune systems, yet you're so willing to go out into the world and freaking not wear a mask and cough on people when they tell you that you should be wearing a mask? I don't fucking understand. Like, here in America, people, they misinterpret what it means to be free and freedom. Like, they think freedom is you can do whatever the fuck you want. And, like, essentially, yeah, like, freedom, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But here in America, we care about everyone's freedoms, right? We want everyone to be free. We want life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for everyone, okay? So, Karen, you go into the fucking store and you're like, it's my fucking right not to wear a mask. Like, guess what? It's their fucking right as a business in America not to fucking serve you, you fucking idiot. I said it. There. Karen, shut the fuck up. You either put your fucking mask on if you want to go in the store, or you sit at home in your fucking $1 million home with your fucking money and order your fucking shit offline. Because I see you, Orange County, shopping at Gelson's. No fucking poor person is shopping at Gelson's in Orange County. Like, either stay home and order your fucking shit and have it delivered to your fucking house, so convenient, or put on your mask for 15 fucking minutes while you go inside. No one's forcing you to wear it on the car right there. No one's fucking You're around people. You don't know me. Do I look young? Yes, I look so young and I look so healthy. But guess what, you guys? I haven't really gone outside because why? I have a compromised immune system. My neighbors are like, I don't understand this. Like, you look so healthy. Like, yeah, I know. Looks can be so deceiving, right, you guys? Like, you have no idea. You literally have no fucking idea who's out there walking around with a disease that if some other disease, if they catch this, they could kill them. You have no idea. You have no idea. You guys have no idea. Like, if you go out around me right now and you cough in my fucking face, you could kill me. All right? Like, it's not about the outside, okay? Like, outside, you can see all my outsides, like, it's great, but it's about my insides here, the parts that you cannot see, all right? Like, I'm like a freaking iceberg. Only so much of me you could see. The mass majority of me is like hiding. It's hiding inside. You can't see my organs. You can't see this. You can't see that. You can't see those parts. Those are the parts that are important here. So to me, it's like, even if this is a huge fucking joke, I know that it can affect people just like the flu, just like any other disease out there. It can affect somebody with a compromised immune system. And I know that I can't tell just by looking at somebody who has a compromised immune system. So guess what? I'm going to keep my germs to myself, all right? That's what I'm gonna do when I go out there in public. When I'm sitting here at home, obviously you guys can see I'm not wearing a fucking mask. I hate wearing a mask. Why? I got glasses. Alright? I haven't gotten new contacts. Guess what? Every time I put my glasses on, my fucking glasses fog up unless I put my glasses in the exact spot they need to be in order to not fog up. And if they move, they start to fog. And if I put them just a little smidgen to the left, they start to fall off my face. My glasses are sitting here falling off my face as I'm walking my dogs, and it's the most annoying shit in the fucking world. But guess what? I'm wearing my fucking mask when I'm outside because I don't want to get anyone sick. I don't want to be responsible for the death of somebody that I don't know. Because if I hang out with my friends, they go hang out with their grandma, and their grandma's dead because I had coronavirus and I had or I had the flu, or I had fucking, whatever it is. I had something that didn't seem significant to me. Oh, it's not gonna kill me. I went ahead and talked to my friends, because when you talk, you fucking spitting saliva everywhere. My friends are sitting here with my germs going around. They go, oh, hey, Grandma, how you doing today? I'm just checking up on you. I'm bringing you some food. Grandma's dead now because I can't keep my germs to myself. All right? If you got the flu, yes, the flu is very dangerous, you guys. It kills so many people every year. That's why they tell you when you're sick, stay home. That's why they're telling you now, if you're sick, stay home. And especially because, this is something new. Yes, there are lots of coronaviruses out there. But we don't know anything about this one. We don't. And the thing is in our instant society, we want the answers now, and we're like, why don't they have the answers yet? Why don't they have a vaccine yet? Why is it taking so long? Why this? Why blah, 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 blah. Why? Because some things aren't instant. All right? The universe reminds us all the time of that. All the time. It's telling us to slow the fuck down, Slow down. You're moving too fast. Karen, mind your business. I'm going back for those of you listening at home and just reading through the chat because I see a bunch of stuff here. I missed so much stuff. So what is your opinion on the pandemic that's going on overseas, especially in the country Yemen? COVID-19 and the war is being supplied by America and Russia. Oh my gosh, I can't even touch on that because I'm not sure all the details on it, but the world breaks my heart. I love people so much. I understand that we're all working on different levels of consciousness, and we will probably never ever see eye to eye because of that, and we'll probably always know some type of war or conflict, at least in my lifetime. Hopefully not. I dream of a place where we can at least come to the agreement that, we're all human beings just trying to do and fucking get through this life. I feel like if we can all at least come together on that and agree on that, hey, we're all just human beings, we're all fucking in this together, you guys, then maybe we could start to come to some kind of greater understanding to where when we do have conflict or disagree or something like that, it doesn't get out of control and lead to something like war. Because war right now, during a pandemic, it's too many things going on. We got too many bad things going on here. All right? And then it's being supplied by America and Russia. I don't even want to touch on that because literally every single thing, at least here in America, is being turned into political. oh my God, you are a Democrat libtard if you think wearing your mask in public is safe. You're a fucking idiot, fascist, fucking Republican if you refuse to wear your mask in public. Everything is becoming like red and blue, like black and white. They're like, oh, the world isn't black and white. The world isn't fucking red and blue, you guys. But we are literally making it into that. And everything has become so political, and it's just so hard right now to even separate the two, especially here in America. And it's like wanting basic human rights and equality for everyone makes me a communist. Wanting basic human rights and equality for everyone makes me a libtard. Wanting basic human rights and wanting everyone to be safe and wanting, just like, I don't understand. I don't, like, you want your freedoms, right? You don't want people telling you what to do. You don't want people judging you by the color of your skin. You don't want people going around coughing on everyone, killing people, just by spreading dirt. Like, I don't understand how that could make you one or the other. Being a decent human being doesn't make you a Democrat or a Republican. And here in America, we have more than 2 political parties. All right, so it's so fucking. I can't even touch on that. That's like, I'm gonna be talking about politics and everything in a later episode. Because it has gotten so ridiculous. Like, everything is freaking red and blue right now, and it has us so divided on just like these basic human concepts and needs that don't even require a political stance at all. Damn, the flu is bad as fuck. Yes, it is bad as fuck, dude. It's really, really bad. You low-key dumb. I love my mom. Hi, hun. Did you know that 11,000 babies are born each day in America and 360,000 worldwide? Wow. Where the fuck have you been? A difference between 1 million and 1 billion is a lot. Yes, you guys, exactly. If Bill Gates spent $1 million a day, it would take him 281 years. Thank you guys for the follows and all of that. I'm just reading through everything here. I want to make sure. And no, it's not fine if you think it's a hoax. The thing is, like, if people are definitely entitled to their opinions, right? But the fact that so many people don't even believe that this is real, especially here in America, is just goes to show you, it's a reflection, a direct reflection of our society, and a direct reflection on how we're run, and it's a direct reflection on our government and how they're handling the situation. And this is not just like here in America, but I feel like I see it more in America because I'm here in America. But I know that in France recently, a bus driver was shot and killed because he asked a passenger getting on to put on a mask. Now, that's not the bus driver's rules. That's the bus, like the company rule, and kind of like the country. I'm not sure the rules in France right now if masks are mandatory, but the driver of the bus died. He left behind a wife and children. How selfish are we, you guys? How selfish are we that we go and shoot somebody for asking us to put on a fucking mask? How selfish are we? Literally. I don't fucking get it, you guys. I don't fucking understand. Like, it's... And then people are sitting here and they're like, Like, schools are supposed to go back into session and they're getting everything ready for schools. That's just going to be a huge problem. It's going to be a huge problem. Why? Because we haven't freaking just like grasp the concept of what's going on, and it's obvious that people really like some people aren't really teaching their kids anything about this because they're afraid, like, oh, my kid's going into kindergarten this year and they're too young to understand like about wearing a mask. And it's like, they're not too young to understand, it's you're too fucking dumb to fucking teach them. And I'm sorry, but that's how I fucking feel. All right, because when I was little and I was in kindergarten, nobody treated me like I was a fucking idiot, okay? Nobody treated me like I was too dumb to fucking understand something. They just worded it different so I could understand it. Like, I don't have a child, I don't. But I can't imagine that it would not take that long to get it into their head that this is what's going on in the world. If I had a child, I'd be like, hey, baby, my child. Yes, Mom. Look, something crazy is going on in the world right now, and we have to wear masks because we can get really sick or we can get somebody else really sick. As long as we go outside, we have to put on this mask. Just like you teach them how to put on their fucking shoes every time they go outside. It's not that hard of a concept. Your child knows how to put on his shoes every time he goes outside. He knows how to put on a shirt every morning when he wakes up. How hard is it? How much harder is it to teach him how to put on a fucking mask right now? I don't get it. And some people are like, oh, my kid is too dumb to fucking know how to put on a mask right now. It's not that your kid is too dumb. It's you're too fucking dumb. You guys, like, the apple does not fall far from the tree, all right? So if it's falling from a fucking dumb tree, you fucking got dumb apple. That's what you got, okay? No. You treat someone like an idiot, they're going to live their life thinking they're a fucking idiot. All right? You treat your kid like they're dumb, like they're never going to understand anything. Like, how are they supposed to understand anything else? Like, if you think your kid is too dumb to know how to put on a mask right now, you're not giving your kid any credit, and you're just like, that's a direct reflection of you. That's not a direct reflection of your child, okay? Yes, I can understand if your child does have some kind of special needs or something like that. This does not apply to those people. This applies to the people who are out there sending their kid, their pride and joy, who they believe is the bundle of greatness it is. All right, with no problems. These kids, no problems from I'm not. This does not apply to those people, okay? I hope everyone understands that. It does not apply to people who have children, who have special needs, okay? Okay, thank you. But don't treat your kids like they're dumb, okay? And now we're getting ready to go to school and getting ready to have that all brought up, and there's... What your child does at school is going to be a direct reflection of your household, okay? I want everybody to know that, because that doesn't just apply now during coronavirus times. This applies to anybody. What your child does at school and handles these situations, that's like a direct reflection of your household. All right? You should figure out your ancestors and what you were handed, what was good for you 10,000 years ago is actually a problem for you in the modern world. Exactly, you guys. The times are changing. And also, because a lot of people like want to like praise science and believe that science is like the dead answer and it's like the final say for everything. And I understand like science is very significant, and they do base all of their conclusions, like they come to their conclusion and form this hypothesis and everything based on like tons and tons of research and trial and error. But the thing is our world is constantly changing, and so their findings and everything is also constantly changing, because they got to keep adding all this new stuff and doing all this new stuff. That's how Pluto was a planet, and now it's not a planet, it's a dwarf planet. All right, that's how a bunch of plants were reclassified this year, because they're finding out new things, and they're like, oh, it should really be over here instead of over here. It's science, you guys. Scientists know that the answer 10,000 years ago is not going to be the answer today. Scientists know that. Why? Because they're constantly doing the fucking work for us. So let them work and do their job, okay? Because you here on your Facebook, getting all your facts from your Facebook friends, none of you are scientists, all right? There's not some degree in Facebook science that you can go out and get your master's in Facebook science, and then you go out into the field and like you compare and no, nobody has their degree in fucking Facebook science. So the people who are out there doing their job and working on these, like, let them work and do their job, and don't argue with them because you're not out there doing their job. You're not doing it. I know you're not, because you're sitting there on Facebook all fucking day. All right? You guys. That's how I'm going to talk to you guys from now on, because it's like the only thing you guys can understand. Apparently, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I don't know. Why? We know these things, but we don't understand them yet because we don't put it into practice. And it's obvious we don't practice because we still got some people over here who don't fucking believe. And they this and they that. And but they know. They're like, oh, I know. But if you know and you understand, there would not be a but. Okay? Because it would just be an understanding. You'd be like, oh, I know. I know this affects people with compromised immune systems. There wouldn't be a but. I believe it's a big hoax and Bill Gates is trying to microchip each and every one of us when they get a da-da-da-da-da-da. If you know and you understand, there would not be a follow-up contradictory statement to the thing that you know and understand. Huh? Does that make sense? Fucking concept right there. COVID-19 was found by the Russian military in Area 51 back in 2015. There you go, you guys. There's the fucking answer. Like surgery, food was good in the past to determine if something was calorie dense, but in 2020, where you have an abundance of food, enjoying sweet foods can be fatal. Yeah. Fuck you, Karen. Yeah, fuck you, Karen. Karen, shut the fuck up. You might end up like, oh my god, I know. Karen, mind your business. Thank you guys for all this feedback. I deleted Facebook. It was manipulative. Yeah, you guys have no idea. Like I told you, I love trolling Facebook because, God, it's a cesspool of imagination, to say the least. It's incredible. I did have to get off Facebook recently because I did mention I'm having some issues, I believe, with my heart. So seeing some of this stuff on Facebook after what I thought was a heart attack, getting my blood going again, getting my heart pumping again, I can feel some pain in my chest. Like, you guys, I can't lurk you anymore on Facebook because your fucking crazy ideas are giving me a fucking heart attack. Hello from France, bonjour. Facebook only to speak with family or friends. There you go. That's healthy. That's sane. That was the only reason I kept it for so long. There we go. For friends and family. With the mobile version. Yeah, Facebook and... Yeah, I don't know why they're doing Facebook and Facebook Messenger. That whole thing is fucking... Ugh. But there on Facebook, you get to see everyone's opinions. I'm not really on Twitter, but I feel like on Twitter, it's like people they're not, when I go on there, maybe it's just because I'm not following a bunch of people. Like on my Facebook, I had you can only have 5,000 friends. I had like 5,000 friends at the beginning of all of this. A bunch of people had added me when I was go-go dancing, doing all this stuff. People just keep adding me, and I was just like, okay, accept, because I'm like, if they saw me at the club, then I still want them to have access to all this information and that I'm posting about the club and all of that. So I would literally just accept all these friend requests, and then now during this time of coronavirus, Black Lives Movement, fucking November is coming soon, you guys. What's so significant about November? Here in America, November 2020, this is the new presidential election. If you aren't registered to vote, go ahead, register to vote. You should have been registered though. Why? Because it's those other elections leading up to this one. There's so many elections that go on every, the years leading up to this presidential election, if you are not aware, okay? And those little elections, quote unquote little elections that lead up to this big quote unquote election, those are what actually matter, if you don't realize it or not. Those are the elections that actually matter for you, in your town, in your area. Those are the elections that are going to directly affect you, okay? This big presidential election, we make it seem like it's so big and all that, but guess what? All these things, these elections leading up to the presidential, that's what makes the presidential elections. Like we have all these elections and we narrow everything down, and then you go to vote for this, and you're voting for other things too. You're not just voting for the president. I mean, you can just vote for the president essentially if you wanted to and just turn that in, but you'll notice that on your ballot there's more things that you have to vote for other than just the president. And the things that appear on the ballot, the people have been voting for in the years leading up to this election. And if you don't know that, I hope you know that now. I hope you keep that information in your head, keep it safe, lock it up, and remember that, because those are the ones that actually affect you. They are. A lot of people don't realize that. And the sad thing is that years ago, your state, your county even, they didn't make these elections known. Why? So they can get away with passing fucking ridiculous shit into fucking bills that you don't fucking know about. I'll give you a second to digest that, okay? Yes, that's what happens, you guys. Whoa. Politics is literally in everything that we see and do. And I know that people were getting mad because the Black Lives Movement was taking in a bunch of money for charity, and also at the same time, what were they doing with the excess? They were donating it to political people. Why? Because politics isn't everything. If you don't understand why the Black Lives Movement would donate money to help support a political candidate that has Black Lives Matter and that movement and everything in their best interest, if you don't understand why a person would want to donate to a political party who has their best interests in mind, understand that the KKK donates money every year to fucking political parties that have their best interests in mind. People are doing that, Okay, that's what they do. Why? Because politics is in everything. And so, yes, there's a bunch of places that did not want you to know that these elections were taking place prior to the big presidential election. Why? Because they're passing bills during this time. And in these bills, even, they have things written in there because a lot of people aren't reading the entire bill. They're just like reading the synopsis. And in those bills, they're passing little things that benefit them. Oh my God, wow. What a freaking idea in this world where people are so selfish. They would hide the fact that they're writing in bills and all these laws and things that benefit them directly, and they're not sharing it with the public because it would not benefit us if we voted against it, because we would definitely vote against it if we knew how fucked up it was. Wow, what a fucking concept. That's how the world works, you guys. I act like I'm a fucking idiot. I know I do. I don't know why, but I do. I feel like it's a way for me to weed out people of my life, because if somebody can like love me for being an idiot, then they could definitely appreciate me for not. I have no idea. Sometimes I do feel like an idiot because I try to learn as much about the world as I can, and I feel like in doing that, I'm constantly learning these words I've never used before or seen before, and because of that, I am also constantly forgetting those words. But I know a little bit about a lot. Okay, I don't know all the details and everything that goes into it, and if I learn them all, I will probably have forgotten some of it and need to brush up on it. But you guys, like, we got so many things going on in the world right now. Year 2020 is a fucking joke, dude. The biggest fucking like joke I ever fucking seen in my life. Like, I cannot wait till it's over. Cannot wait till we get to the punchline. I cannot wait until we open this Schrodinger's box and find out if the fucking cat is alive or dead. I can't wait. I cannot fucking wait. That's why they say hindsight is always 2020. Not a joke on the year 2020, but hindsight is always 2020. Why? Because hindsight happens after the fact, after we get all the answers, after the event happens, and we can over. Oh, okay. Oh, it was actually that. Oh, it wasn't a hoax. Oh, no. Like, we were so lucky, I think, to go so long without any like really big health scare, and the fact that so many people don't believe in this. You're gonna go out, fight for the freedoms. I don't want to wear a mask. I can't breathe when I wear a mask. I want you to know, if you can't breathe when you wear a mask, you're not supposed to hold your breath when you wear a mask. If you can't breathe when you're wearing a mask, just literally take a deep breath in. I promise you, you'll start breathing. Like, stop holding your breath. I don't know what to tell you. Are you breathing like fabric? You got your mouth open the whole time, so literally like all you can do is breathe in fabric. Like, is that what you're doing? Is that how you're... I don't, like, you... No one's asking you to wear it 24/7, 365, okay? But if we don't do something about it now, guess what? We might end up having to wear it 24/7, 365. All right? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, you guys. I don't. let me go back in here and read all the things that are going on. If people aren't doing their own research on candidates, they're typically following their parents' roles in political matters without knowing the repercussions. Exactly. And see, what was good for our parents is not going to be the best for us. And this is our world, you guys. This world belongs to the future, okay? I'm sorry for our parents and those people. Like, it does belong to you. And hopefully everything that we put into play not only benefits the older generation, but also benefits the younger generation. That's what I want for this world, okay? Because, yeah, but no offense to you guys, but you're old and you're gonna die soon. So why do we have people in Congress who are fucking 1 billion years old? I don't understand. They're making our laws. Like, you guys know that the president, I know I said I was going to keep politics for a different episode, but you guys know that the president really doesn't have too much of a say in the things that go on in here. Like, you guys realize that, right? No? Because I know a lot of people, like, if somebody was arguing with me at the beginning of this, that they told me for a fact that they knew that Congress has more of a say than the president. But then they wanted to go ahead and spit out facts like the president was the one who was in charge. And I was like, okay, so do you understand what you said previously? Or are you just like repeating things like a parrot? Because it seems like the latter, since you know that Congress has more to do with America than the actual president does, but you don't understand it because you're not backing up your claim. You're just sitting here spitting out facts and making this president seem like the best person in the world, even though you also previously said that you don't support him. My fucking brain is hurting because nobody is applying what they know and to understanding. There's a huge difference between knowing and understanding. When you know something, you can easily spit out the facts, but when you understand something, you take that, what you know, and you apply it. You apply those facts. Like, you're not just spitting out things. You actually understand them and you understand how it works, okay? Let me go back up here. I have about 15 minutes left of this episode. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. The news media loves their bullet points, which everyone feeds into for sure. Always read the fine print. Yes, exactly, you guys. Hey, how's it going? Hey, hope you're doing well today. Hi, Daxter, how are you? This is how I run the podcast. For those of you who are just tuning in, I do run it live every Sunday on Twitch, twitch.tv/IozeMartian. It's a lot different than the AMAs for sure. So thank you for joining. If you can't breathe with a mask on, you clearly have respiratory issues. Yeah. The only thing I hate is the sweat when working and such. However, we should not expect anything to be open in general. Yeah. This all probably would have been mitigated by now if people had been diligent with upholding the social distancing and mask recommendations. Yes, you guys, honestly, like I know some people say that our numbers are probably higher because we have more testing. Oh wow, what a concept, you guys. The president did say that if we did stop all testing, it would literally reduce the amount of numbers we have. Oh my God, what a concept. Yeah, okay, and some people are like, why do they have to shove this thing all the way up my nose? Like, I refuse, me personally, I refuse to get something shoved all the way up the fuck up my nose into my brain, but I understand why they do it. Okay, I know they're not trying to implant a microchip in my brain. I know that. Okay? If we can get people sick just by spitting on them, where does your spit come from? Where does this mucus come from? It doesn't come like directly, like some of the salivatory glands, yes, are in your mouth. Understand that, but the mucous membranes, there's a lot of mucous membranes that we have here in our sinuses right here, because it's all connected, our nose into our mouth. Like when you go in Hakalugi, where's it coming from? It's coming from up in there, right? It's like the best source for it because it's gonna have like the least amount of contaminants in it. They say that the virus can stay in the body in this mucus, live like 2 weeks or more, and with all the mucus coming out of our mouth, like the best place to find it is all the way back there in your fucking brain. All right, I refuse. Okay, I don't want that. So I'm not going outside. I'm not trying to get sick. I'm not trying to spread germs. There are 1,000,000,002 years old. Wait, what? Big corporations, pharma, animal agriculture, all fund them. Where's the money coming from? That's who really controls shit. Yeah, for real. For fucking real, dude. Wait, they aren't trying to microchip us? I think InfoWars lied to me. Yeah. If they are trying to microchip us, and this is all like, if I'm wrong, I will gladly eat my words at the end of this. But like I said, this is ultimately a giant Schrodinger's box, and I'm waiting for the end when we finally fucking open it and we're like, is this a hoax or is it a fucking like actual pandemic? And to be on the safe side, I'm gonna treat it like it's an actual pandemic, because guess what? I feel like we're long overdue for a freaking huge pandemic. We are so lucky and fortunate to have lived this long without one, and here we are. Okay, pandemics exist, they are real. Some woman was just like, can we stop calling it a pandemic already, since it was only like, it only affects less than 1% of us? And I was like, we don't call it a pandemic because it kills and affect, like, because of the amount of people it kills. We call it a pandemic because it is something that is seen globally. Wow, it was so significant and happened so fast and took over the whole fucking world so fast. That's why we call it a pandemic. We don't call it a pandemic based on the percent of people who die. We call it a pandemic because it took over the whole world. It was seen all over the world. That's the difference between knowing and understanding. You know the word pandemic, but you don't understand it yet because bum-ba-da-dum. All right. The latest riots are insane. They keep targeting banks. Who do you think is going to pay for that? Not any insurance company. The government will, and that's tax dollars. And see, the thing is like, people also want to they want to know why we can't just like produce, like we print money and it doesn't seem like everything's backed by gold like it once was, and they want to know why we can't just like mass produce and print out all this money. That happened in Germany a long time ago, and guess what? Their money was worthless. They were using it as wallpaper. That's what happens. I don't know why in this fucking world. I don't know why. Because to me, money is a made-up fucking concept. We assign power to it based on, I don't even know. It's like we're playing this giant fucking game of house, and this is giant game. We're playing house, and oh, we got all these businesses, and da-da-da-da-da, and we make up, I don't fucking know. That's what the world is to me. Made up fucking concepts and rules and laws and everything that we just accept. Okay? I don't know. What are your opinions on billionaires? Good for them. Good for them for having a fucking $1 billion. I feel like they should definitely, though, take some of that money and put it to the fucking world. Why? You can't take $1 billion with you when you die. What are you gonna do with it? Give it away. Who needs it? Hungry people need it. There's like literally, if we could take your excess money, your billions of fucking, your money that you don't need because you got $1 billion of it and you obviously aren't spending all of it. Can we put it to something good? Can we put it to helping the world? I don't understand. I know a lot of people do give to charity, and great. And they give, and they give, and they give. But if we have all this, we have enough food to feed the world. But we're throwing a bunch of it away. We're selfish. It's okay. We're animals. Oh, no, we are. We're humans. We're mammals, okay? Animals are selfish. They share, yes, they do. But guess what? They're always looking out for number one. And that's us. That's people. But people, we're supposed to be, of a higher intelligence. We act on our animal instincts all the time, and we give into these things all the time, and it's so obvious, especially now, especially with everyone scared. Their animal instincts are showing now more than ever. Why? Because we got so many people just willing to shoot somebody for asking them to put a mask on. We got so many people who are like, they feel like an animal trapped in a corner. And what happens to an animal that's trapped in a corner? Oh, Karen, put on your fucking mask. She thinks she's an animal being poked in a fucking corner with a fucking stick because she's scared, she's confused. Yes, the world right now is scary and confusing, so a lot of people are projecting their fears onto the world. They're getting upset more easily. They're provoked more easily. They're triggered more easily. Why? Because we are animals, and it's a scary time right now. So you got a lot of people just willing to cough in somebody's face to prove a fucking point. It's okay, got 5 more minutes. Greediness is what made them billionaires. Yeah, exactly. Good thing I have a bunker. What? I always think that something sinister could happen behind the scenes, though. Maybe it's just my imagination and the fact that I'm a writer, but some 1984 type of shit could definitely come from all of this. Yeah, exactly. We don't know. Like I keep saying, it's like a Schrodinger's box of this whole world. Everything. I guess asteroids are getting closer more frequently to Earth. I feel like, how much closer could they have been? We've always been a ball just floating through space. But maybe we're just more aware of it now. Good thing I have a bunker, which won't help. Wait, what? Okay. What do you eat to be so beautiful? Alright, I'll answer that later. Do you watch YouTube videos on stream? There's this video by Twitch streamer named Reckful who recently, R.I.P. Reckful, and he detailed just how much $1 billion was. Yeah. Your house is posh. Thank you. I have never watched YouTube videos on stream. I'm still trying to figure out all of this. Even if a billionaire spent $1 billion the next day, they would still be $1 million. They would still be millionaires. Yeah. The concept of $1 million and $1 billion, for some people it's like unreal, unfathomable. But we do have 7 billion people here on this earth. So 1% of that is still about 70 million, okay? And if 70 million is not anything significant to you, fine. But 70 million people, that is a huge chunk of people to me, okay? And that's 70 million people I don't want fucking dead, okay? And we act like, oh, it's just 1%. 1%, like it's so... like, it's so easy, you guys. These are human lives we're talking about here. I want you to be aware. Don't be selfish. we got 3 minutes left here, so I think I answered all the questions. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is episode 12. Be safe, be healthy, stay hydrated, wash your hands. Not just because coronavirus, but because you can get pink eye so easily, you guys. Wash your fucking hands. I don't understand this. Don't wonder where you got pink eye. Okay, if you sit in here, you're scratching your asshole and you're rubbing your eyes and you're like, where did I get this pink eye from? Don't ask me, because I told you to wash your hands. Alright? Alright. I love you guys so much. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. Thank you. This is episode 12. Next episode 13, I think we might get a little bit more into politics, but I don't want to. I want to save that for an episode that's like closer to November, but I feel like we might need to, just to get kind of everyone prepped and geared up and get their minds, focused on the issues at hand, because everything is not black and white. Everything is not red and blue, okay? We got some people in between. We got some gray areas in between. All right? I love you guys so much. Please stay safe. And please be kind. Please recognize that there's other people living on this earth besides yourself. Please don't be a selfish bitch. I love you guys so much. Bye. All right, cool. Let me save this audio. I have to end the audio. Like, no offense to anybody out there. Like, you're entitled to your own opinions. If you think this is a hoax, that's fine. If you think that this is fake, that's fine. You are entitled to your own opinions here. But here's the thing. Don't be mad at me or anybody here who thinks you're full of shit when you're posting and talking about two completely different things. If you're like, oh, I believe this is a hoax and I believe it's 100% fake and that it's government and da-da-da-da-da, but I recognize that it does affect people who have compromised immune system. Please don't wonder why people think you're full of shit when you got two opposing fucking views here, okay? You're entitled to your own opinions. That's fine. That is fine, okay? And people say that opinions are like assholes and everyone has one. That's not true. Not everybody is born with an asshole, you guys. Look it up, okay? Not everyone is born with an asshole, and not everybody can afford the surgery to get that fixed. So there are literally some people walking around completely sealed at the butt, have no freaking butthole whatsoever. They poop out of a bag out of their stomach, okay? And just like those people who don't have an asshole, there are some people who cannot form their own opinions. Everyone is not born with one, Tyrion, no. I'm gonna go meditate, see ya. Bye. I'm gonna get off here, give myself a little break, and then I'll be back for the AMAs. Yeah. I don't mean figuratively, I mean literally. Look it up. Google it. Not everyone is born with an asshole. And people who aren't born with an asshole, like, literally have to get this surgery done to get the fucking, to open up their fucking, make a hole there so that their little poop chute can go out the right end. And the thing is not some people cannot afford that surgery because they live in such an impoverished place. Some people literally have to have a tube, like, or some kind of opening in here that connects to their intestines in order to get the waste out. Assholes and opinions are just a metaphor. Yeah, some people are not born with assholes, And I can tell you from living on this earth and lurking on Facebook, some people cannot form their own opinions. They literally act like a parrot and just repeat things that they hear. Copy, paste what they see. They do not form their own opinions. They're like, okay. Let me just steal this person's opinion. Let me just not even do my own research, or not even you know, not even like form my own opinion, because but yes, I'm gonna go ahead, sign off here. Okay, cool. That is done here. Turn this off. Turn this off. I'm gonna take a little break, make myself a little snack, take the dogs out. I'll be back though, and we won't talk about coronavirus, and we won't talk about all of this, and you can ask me questions like, will I poke my belly button and all this other stuff. The term is imperforate anus. Didn't know that, yeah. That's part of being human. It is. Have a good one. You're coming back. Yes, I'll be back on in like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I'll be back on. I just need to take like a break, get some food in me, take the dogs out. I record the episode for about an hour because that's how long my thing gives me, and I feel like a podcast episode anyways should only be about like an hour or so. I can't stand to listen to something for more than an hour, so I don't expect someone to like turn on Spotify and just listen to me ramble on for 5 hours straight, you know? So every episode I do for about an hour, record that, turn it off, take a little break, get myself ready, because then the AMAs are like a lot more fun and lighthearted, and you guys could literally ask me anything. Even if you want to talk to me about coronavirus, you want to talk to anything, I'm down to answer all your questions as long as they're not disgusting. If they are disgusting, I will time you out, or I will ban you depending on what you say. So, but I think people know, if you've been in my AMAs before, you know that I'm very tolerant. I'm very tolerant. I'll talk about your dogs later. Okay, freaking shit. A podcast is a discussion with other people? Not necessarily. No. There are plenty of people who do not have guests on their show. And the reason why I don't have anybody on my show is because I do run it live, so I answer the questions from you guys directly, like as the show is happening. So in a sense, like, you guys are my guest on my show, and you guys are the people I have discussions with, if that makes sense. So yeah, I feel like because a lot of people, they do have their own opinions. They have been through these things before. Some of the things that I talk about, you know, they've been through things before, and what works for me is not going to work for everybody else. So I know this. If I'm talking about something and I'm like, oh, you know, this works for me, and someone's like, oh, actually, I went through the same thing and that didn't work for me, this worked for me, I then have the opportunity to, while the podcast is running, to share that information with you guys, because that person might never be able to be on a podcast or be a guest on a show or anything like that. Not everyone has, you know, is out there publicly who's like, oh, I want, you know, I'm a guest on this podcast, or, you know, or whatever. So it's like, yeah, you guys have experiences you want to share, and you guys have like information that's pertinent to the things that I'm talking about, and I want to hear about it. And yeah, so I've made you all guests on my show, and I hope you guys realize that. Can I take you out for dinner one day? Maybe. I love dinner. I do. But right now, I'm probably not the best time with all this stuff going on. But I'll be back, Tyrion, and everyone who's watching. Give me like 30, 45 minutes to get all this stuff done, and I will be back. Nice. I was thinking about bringing my plants back on because I do want to replant something, but I was like thinking maybe not. But we'll see. It's an AMA, so they run for about like five hours. We'll see what happens. A lot can happen in 5 hours, you guys. So I will see you soon. Besos, my loves. All right. Bye.